Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. This is a very important and malungkot na balita para sa ilan, specifically those who bought during the pandemic. I'm not saying everybody who bought homes during pandemic, but we are seeing a lot of reports, no, saying that many, sorry guys, masakit yung lalamunan ko, no, that many people who bought their homes during the pandemic are now struggling to keep their homes. Kasi nga, from having very low interest rates at the time they bought it, ngayon sobrang taas na. Panahon na para i-update ang kanilang mga interest rates. Ngayon sobrang taas, hindi raw nila ma-keep up ang kanilang mortgage payments. Okay. Here to discuss with us ang mag-asawang Kuya Puto, of course, Arsuke, and Ate Susan, his commander-in-chief. Okay, both of them, si Kuya Puto rin guys, hindi lang si Ate Susan, both of them are mortgage agents, licensed. Okay, so tell us what's happening, Ate Susan and Kuya Puto. Actually, I shared a report from CBC News kay Kuya Puto discussing this issue. Marami daw ngayon, Kuya Puto, parang ano ba yan, nalugi na kami. Hindi na raw nila mabayaran yung mortgage nila, lalo na nung binili daw nila during the pandemic. Some are selling their homes na hindi na rin daw kumita yung value, yung mga gano'n. Explain to us what's happening.
Okay, let me share something with you, Ate Ina.
Okay.
Totoo yan, maraming nag-struggle ngayon dahil nung pandemic, mababa interest rate, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, mataas yung bilihan ng bahay. That was the peak. And maraming tao, naisip nila, this is the best time to make that purchase, to make that jump into home ownership, right? Dahil mababa nga yung interest rate. Nagkakaiba kasi ganito eh. Yung ibang tao, binili yung bahay na mahal noong pandemic, na mababa interest rate, for the purpose of living in it, to enjoy it as a family home, di ba? Karamihan naman, they looked at it as an investment opportunity because iniisip nila, ang taas na ng mga presyo ng bahay ngayon. Tataas lang ng tataas yan, di na babagsak yan. But unfortunately, as we all know, over the past 3-4 years, parang baliktad ang nangyari. Mm-hmm. So ngayon marami kami nakikita, they're going from like 1.4, 1.5, 1.6% interest rate. And now they're renewing to 4s. We even saw 6s last year. Diba? And that is a total shock to a lot of people dahil a lot of people did not budget for that. They did not expect that. Mm-hmm. And karamihan din ng mga tao, life happens, right? As we get older, medyo tumataas yung expenses natin based on like how we live our lives. And I hate to say, but that's one of the biggest culprits, diba? Because, we always say you should live within your means. Mm-hmm. But, lahat naman tayo, tao lang, right? Sometimes we tend to overindulge and nagiging problema yan eh. Because some people, ginagamit nilang parang reset button yung perceived equity ng bahay nila.
Right.
But the problem is, yung mga bumili nung pandemic, katulad namin, bumili, etong bahay na tinitira namin ngayon, we bought it at the peak. Mm-hmm. Okay? But we did not look at it as an investment property at that time. We just looked at it as a house that we will enjoy for many years, right? And we also had to adjust the way we live to make sure na we don't overindulge and that we have reserves to make sure na we cover everything. Diba? But unfortunately, some people, medyo tumataas yung living expense nila. And parang nauuna yun. As in, tumataas pa yun kumpara doon sa ability nila to service everything that they need to service. Right. Doon nagkakaproblema ang mga tao.
Yeah. So I wanna add into that. Okay. So basically, let's pre-pandemic 2019, let's say 2019 to 2023, and while it was pandemic time, so maraming mga nag-approve na, how the prices were like 30 to 40% higher than norm.
Mhm.
So if let's say ang $500,000 maybe naging 750, even $800,000.
Mhm.
Na maximize nila ang loan to debt servicing nila. Meaning every single income ng bahay was supporting that mortgage approval.
Oo.
Which sa side ko as a mortgage agent, it's my responsibility to explain to the client na what if something were to happen? What if somebody were to get sick? Magkasakit sila, di ba?
Mhm.
Yung 100% na kinalculate natin para sa pagbili ng bahay. Yung pa lang, don't worry about the rate na ngayon. Yung pa lang itself. Kaya a lot of times sinasabi ko sa mga customer, unless talagang may mabibili sila tapos sabihin nilang, oh, may titira sa amin, may extra income, then I can see na meron silang a little bit of safety net. Pero majority, sinagad talaga nila. Well, at least
Sagad.
not majority ng mga customer ko, but nakikita ko ng after 2 years, 3 years, talagang sagad. Halos hindi na sila makabili ng pagkain nila, nawawala na ng insurance ang payment, nagda-drive na walang insurance. There's so
Right.
many, ang luwang-luwang ng topic na to, ang daming mga nangyayari. That's why I always say, work with your mortgage professional. Sabihin nyo yung storya nyo, kung ano yung iniisip nyo, kasi ang hirap talaga pag sinagad mo ang pre-approval na nabibili ninyo. Kasi
Yeah.
yung mga na behind the scene na nangyayari na hindi ina-accommodate.
And during the pandemic, Ate Ina, that was so common. Lahat sinasagad nila to the budget dahil during that time, there were bidding wars happening, di ba?
Right.
So it's not uncommon kung ilista nila yung bahay, like say for example, $1 million, people are overbidding $100,000 over. So
Yeah.
talagang sinasagad na nila yung budget to the point where all it takes is, kunyari may magkasakit. Or
Mhm.
kunyari yung inaasahan yung anak na magbabayad na magtitira sa basement, umalis sa basement,
Right.
dun lagot.
Yeah. So just
Uh-huh.
imagine the budget, right? And
Yeah.
$100, $200.
Yeah. So what do you see is the common remedy, okay, being done by these people? Yung talagang naakit sila dun sa napakababang interest rates noon. Ayun, minax lahat ng mga pre-approval nila only to find out na ganito pala magiging situation 4 or 5 years later. What are they ending up doing? I think yung nabasa kong napanood natin, Kuya Puto, yung they're refinancing their homes, some of them. Kumbaga, they're taking on a new mortgage. Yun nga lang, hindi rin na-approve daw yung iba. So, naku, bakit hindi na-approve yung iba for refinancing, Ate Susan?
So ang so umpisa natin sa mga safety net ng mga taong bumili muna. Let's start with the purchase, right? They never accommodated the what if. And when the what if happens, it's when it happens, parang walang mga backup.
Backup.
Plan B.
There's
So
no plan B.
walang plan B. They just bought and they like it, that's it. Bahala na system. Bahala na si
Bahala na
Batman.
si Batman.
Bahala na si Batman ang nangyari. Kasi ang saya-saya talagang bidding, everything. People are buying houses. Everybody was just happy that they can buy
Yeah.
houses because of the
Interest
rate.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, ang mahal ng bahay, which is a few $100,000 more than what it should be. Ano na yung tanong mo ulit? Anong
Bakit hindi
nangyayari?
na-approve yung iba ngayon? Yung nahihirapan ngayon, ang option nila, sige, i-refinance ko na lang, extend ko ulit yung term ko,
Yes.
ganyan.
Yeah.
But apparently, some reports are saying many of these people are not getting approved for refinancing. Bakit, Ate Susan?
As easy as two option na nangyayari sa kanila is first, yung valuation ng bahay. Property appraisal value is mababa. Basically, calibrated back probably 20 to 25%.
30% in some places.
Yeah, so I'll give you an example. I think I showed you this before. A bungalow house was bought in Brantford area or any other area at $913,000. The true value to this day is $680,000.
Wow.
So even if they put 20% down payment at the time, they can't even borrow from it because 913 times 80%, that's 730, and 680 lang ang value ng bahay. So that itself is a no-no, shut down, hard stop, unless someone who has a creative
accounting.
Anyway, so
basically what Ate Susan is saying, the house is worth less than what you owe.
Right. And the bank will not give you,
No.
approve you for a refinancing. Kasi nga, you're borrowing against, supposedly, your house is equity, na it turns out, bumaba nga pala, no? Over the years. And unfortunately, I think, no, if hindi sila may refinance, walang extra income happening, many would go into default. They will lose their house, right? Do you have
Maraming ngayon
clients
ang
or do you know people
nagdi-default,
who have
yes.
lost their house because of this whole mortgage trap, kung tawagin ng ilan?
Prison, yeah.
Mortgage
It was called
prison.
prison mortgage trap. That's right.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
Eh.
people we find nowadays at the Ina, it's either they just renew with the lender that they have because they have no choice. Pero in that situation, parang, you know, they don't have options because they're going to be stuck with whatever interest rate and whatever conditions that their current lender gives to them because they can't go anywhere, right?
Well, a lot of times it's good that they can just renew with their mortgage. No stress. But a lot of people are hoping to be able to reevaluate their finances, fix their cash flow. Kasi yung mortgage, sure, it will go up 15 to 20% of the original payment. Let's say on a $500,000, maybe $300 more than the original payment. But over the 5 years, majority, I would say from what I've seen, I would use maybe 70% of the population are clients. They've used some form of their credit cards, line of credits, owed some debts, or added like vehicle loans, car loans, or anything like trailers and stuff. So
Right.
yung cash flow nila is hanggang leeg because they were hoping from 5 years ago the valuation of property will even go
Continue going
higher.
up.
You're right.
Nobody really thought of, okay,
See, this is also what we tell people all the time, okay? Lalo na nung pandemic, right? Because people were expecting yung 5 taon na yon, tataas yung value ng bahay nila. But typically in real estate at the Ina, you have to play the long game,
Right.
okay? Like you don't realize the actual equity until way after the 5-year mark. But since, you know, pandemic was a crazy time, you know, nakakita sila ng 20-25% gain on real estate, like year after year during those times. Akala nila dire-diretso yun.
Yeah.
So maybe a lot of people were hoping that the train will always continue to go up like this. But unfortunately, as we all witnessed, parang kabaliktaran na nangyari, right? That's why
Right.
many people, you know, are facing challenging times right now.
Yeah.
And also to add to that challenges at the time when it was a hype, a lot of people actually extracted money from their existing primary home and ended up buying a few rentals, right?
Nako, di lahat ngayon yun, nagdidelikado na.
Oh, yeah. So this is where the headache is right now. Forget about the primary home. That's your
Right.
home. You live in it, right? Or you can get some people to rent with you. But the rental, let's use $500,000 as an example. Okay, so 500, when it's a rental, automatically you have to put in 20% down payment, which is $100,000 of your equity or pera mo, safety net mo, nagamit doon.
Right.
So come 3-4 years after, that 500,000 valuation became 410 or 420. And then yung rental is not covering it. The rent income,
my God,
the rental
yeah.
income is not covering it. So they're like underwater now. And umaalis pa, may bad tenant pa.
There's a portion of society na became instant real estate investors during the pandemic because lahat nagsasabi, oh, bumili ka ng rental, oh, bumili ka nito dahil, you know, over time, you know, you're gonna get equity plus, you know, merong magbabayad ng mortgage mo. You know what, Ate Ina, that's not always like the happy story that happens.
Right.
Dahil just like what Susan said, right? Karamihan ng beses, even back then with the lower interest rates, your mortgage monthly obligation is typically a little bit more than what you were getting from rentals, from the actual rent income that you're receiving from your tenants, right? So karamihan ng beses, swerte ka nga kung break-even ka. But most of the time, you know, you have to add a little bit more just to make things work. Lalo na kung condos. Condos were so popular. It was such a popular buy during the pandemic for investors, right? You have to factor in condo fees. Like we've seen condo fees from like $800 to over $1,000.
Right.
And It's crazy.
Pero disclaimer lang not everybody is matalo.
Yes,
There
not
are
everybody.
some-
Not everybody.
There are some, just so for your viewers, there are
Yeah.
some na nag-succeed because they really studied it, they really did their part, and they're doing okay. So
Absolutely.
not everybody, okay? But
Absolutely.
majority, if we were to do statistics on
Poll. If we did a
oh my
poll.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
Video po.
related na dyan yung next question ko, no? So at least we've explained the situation why many pandemic home buyers are where they are right now, struggling. It might make today's potential buyers, they might feel discouraged. Ayoko na palang bumili. Baka maulit din sa akin yan. Baka mangyari sa akin. Lalo na in my channel, I'm sure some are already thinking, I always have guests na mga realtors, mortgage agents, advocating for growing your wealth via real estate investments.
I'll
They
take
might
this
think na, ba't ko pa pala susundin yan? Hindi naman pala lalaki yung equity ng bahay ko. Baka ganun din mangyari sa akin tulad ng mga nangyari ng pandemic. What is your, ano ang sagot niyo dyan?
I guess 2 points again here. When you're doing your app, I think si Ate Alice saka si Kuya Chris, right?
Oh, yeah, yes,
You're watching them,
yes.
okay. So those are, you're doing a good deed there, both of you. But ang take ko sa mga first-time home buyers is, make sure you find a professional that you can trust because at the end of the day, who's gonna pay for your mortgage? You. If they say, okay, yan, yung sinabi ko kanina na isinasagad yung pre-approval, always think, what if something happens? Can you afford to pay the mortgage? Like, I know it's rare nowadays na one income can get approved for the mortgage. But if possible, let's say yung total debt ratio, kunyari, 1,000 ang sweldo ninyo, yung total debt ratio maximum is 44%. On a high ratio mortgage, which is 5% down or below 20% down payment. Try to be in the 39 or 38%. So may space kayo, even 35%.
The buffer is so important. Wag laging sagad. You always need that buffer just in case life knocks on your door.
Right.
So, example namin yan, even when we first bought our house in 2008, it was always one person that just bought the house because your variables are more expensive, way more expensive than the
mortgage.
Yeah. So just think of the lifestyle behind the mortgage, right? Like, totally. If your mortgage is 3,000, probably to stay in that house, to live in it and then live your lifestyle,
5
you
to
need
6.
about another 3 grand or 4 grand.
Right.
Don't forget your gas, your insurance, your food, your outing, everything. It's more expensive. That's why nakatabi palagi yung isa. When we first bought our house, he decided to pay the mortgage. Oh, no. I decided to pay the mortgage. He was doing the variables and sabi niya, wait, mas mahal pa yung...
Lugi ko! Lugi ko!
Yeah. So, but those are the things that you would accommodate nowadays because ang dami talagang sinasagad, and then if something were to happen and they don't have the savings on the side or backup, dun nag-i-start na ang headache. Like financial stress is the number one stress right now in terms of people that are getting sick. Illness here, it's the number one cause right now.
Basically, what Susan is saying, Atiina, it's very simple. Stay disciplined. Okay? Do not live over your means. Dahil napakadaling gawin yan over the span of years, right? Just stay simple. Do you really need to take that $10,000 vacation when you don't have anything saved, but you have, $15,000 space in your credit card? No, that's a bad idea. Do you really need that $90,000 Lexus? When, you have to factor in insurance, you have to factor in this, and that, or can it wait?
So going back to Atiina, do we still encourage people to purchase? Yes.
Of course.
Just do your math, do your homework,
do your due diligence, and only work with professionals that have your best interests in mind.
And make sure to educate yourselves because you can't be like saying, oh, kasalanan ng mortgage agent to, saka realtor, kasi nakinig lang kami sa kanila. No, you have to educate yourself because nobody else will take care of you but yourselves.
And at the same time, people need to remember, pag bumili kayo ng bahay, do not treat it like an ATM. Okay? It will accumulate equity. over time, you have to play the long game. You know, a
Mhm.
lot of people will say, "Oh, 5 years, pwede ka na mag-extract ng equity dyan." Maybe in some cases, but most cases, you gotta play the long game.
Which is good na ganun ang iniisip ng may equity. But if iniisip mo na in 5 years, a lot of people say, okay lang na gumasa tayo ngayon for the next few years because we know we can extract some equity from the
Right.
property. It shouldn't be, the mindset shouldn't be like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
You should take pride na, okay, nabayaran na natin. We're
absolutely.
on the way to paying our mortgage and later on, freedom.
Alam mo, sabi ng lola ko dati, kay my lola, yung nanay nung dad ko, right? Like, she never finished high school, okay? You know, she never, like, took any courses. Just basic, right? Talagang old school. Sabi niya sa akin, Mark, yung bahay, pag bumili ka, okay, hindi ka lang ngingitian yan, babayaran ka pa, basta huwag mong bubusitin. Okay? Ibig sabihin ng lola ko nun, you know, like, try your best to pay off what you owe. And don't add unnecessary stress to the house because eventually nga, you know, that will be your wealth. That will be, you know, your retirement fund. You know, that would be your source of wealth.
So not
Diba?
just wealth, but it's a way of having options later on.
Options,
Right.
absolutely.
Which is good. That's a very good, ano tawag doon? Nahawak mo na you have that option.
Yeah.
Okay. Oo nga, kasi buyer's market, di ba they're saying today's market is a buyer's market.
Mm-mm.
Because of all these reports, they might say na, is it a good time to get into the market now? Kung hindi naman kasing baba yung interest rates ngayon tulad ng pandemic, ano? I mean, would you say that what happened during the pandemic is something that is an
It's an
isolated
anomaly.
incident? Yeah,
We
parang
call it
hindi
an
siya
anomaly.
norm. Like, hindi siya yung
Yes.
norm. Tama ba?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you've been planning to buy a home for a while, tapos you're like sitting by the sidelines waiting to see like how the market is going to unfold and you have ammunition, this is probably one of the best times to actually utilize your ammunition. Because a lot of people, hinihintay nila yung pinaka bottom talaga. This is, it's almost like waiting for the stock, ang tawag nila dun, waiting for the stock market peak or low. You know, you're never gonna guess the bottom, but you know, this is as close to the bottom as most people will say.
Yeah.
You know?
Just be confident, I guess,
Yeah.
with the support of the team, the realtor, the mortgage agent. Before seeing a realtor, go get a pre-approval, but be confident on your offer because ikaw ang bumibili. Keep in mind, you have a home that you stay in and you're living in right now. Hindi naman pinalayas ka na dun sa bahay. You have that option to keep looking and shopping around.
Yeah.
A lot of times, yung isang, ito naman. May isang customer, may bahay sila. Nakamit ng isang realtor na parang feel nila na push daw sila after or nabudol.
The word was budol.
Nabudol daw sila.
Na-pressure
Because
into
sabi,
buying another one. Ganon.
497 siya. They bid 495 or 499, something like that.
Like $2,000 or $3,000 off the list price.
Realtor, there's gonna be a bidding war. Plus, the house is so nice, don't do any inspection. That itself was a flag.
Yeah.
You need to protect yourself. You need to do inspection. But then again, kasi ang ganda ng bahay, talagang minake-up, anong tawag doon? Fully renovated.
Fully flipped.
Fully flipped. But
Fully flipped.
behind that flip, you'll never know kung may molds, may this and that. So, sabi ng realtor, don't do any inspection kasi okay naman yung bahay eh. Itong mga to, homeowner na sila, nakinig sila dun sa realtor. So,
basically what she's saying, if you're in the market ngayon, naghahanap kayo, lahat ng conditions ilagay nyo because this is the time to protect yourself. Hindi katulad ng pandemic, you know, they waive like house inspections. Sometimes they even waive the financing conditions. Those don't exist now. It's quite the opposite. Protect yourself. Whatever condition you can put, whatever you can add to the contract, do so because lahat ng not lahat, but many sellers are very accommodating right now because it's very challenging to move property right now.
So tanong ni Ate Ina, so for the first-time home buyers, talk to your mortgage professional or mortgage agent, mortgage broker, do a pre-approval. I know they always say mga customer, I don't want to do a credit check kasi baka masaktan yung credit ko. But you need to know where you stand right now. Kasi kung di malalaman ng agent nyo, unless you print your credit bureau from Equifax or the other TransUnion or something, then at least you can have a sound and educated, informational, educate nyo yung sarili nyo para alam nyo kung saan kayo nakastand. So when it happens and when you're ready, alam nyo kung makakabili kayo. Kesa yung, you decided today, you wanna buy tomorrow, and yung pala may mga situational.
And once you do speak to the professionals that you need to speak to, tapos alam nyo na kung ano yung numero na, maximum na pwede nyong bilhin, please be conservative. Kung sinabi sa inyo 500,000, don't go 500,000. Don't go over that budget. Be conservative. That buffer is so important because you never know. Life can happen anytime, di ba?
Yeah.
And you don't want to put yourself or your family in that predicament.
And a lot of times people would say, pwede naman ibenta.
Yeah, ilan lagi.
Sure, pwede ibenta. But that's when more headaches comes in. Okay, sana kung maibenta mo ng same price din ng pinagbili mo.
Yeah.
But what about the fees involved? Paano kung kulang yun sa kakukuha ng pambayad, di ba? So there's a lot of things. But yeah, good timing for a lot of people that are looking to do to purchase. Do a pre-approval, whoever it is that you're dealing with, get that information. You're gonna need, of course, your income. A lot of income pa, may mga question yun. Just because you have a job doesn't mean the lender will accept it. That's why you need to present your income information. Kaya start mo ba? Ilang taon ka na doon? Casual ka ba? Seasonal ka ba? So many aspects. That's why you need to talk to the professional. Right. Credit-wise, that's number 2. You need to know where you stand. Not only because you have a blemish, super good yung credit mo. What if you co-sign with someone na hindi mo man alam na nag-co-sign ka, kala mo sinabit ka lang sa mall, yung pala ikaw na yung nag-sign ng loan nila, di ba?
Right.
So,
but overall, Ate Ina, I would honestly say, like, we dabble in real estate all the time, right? This is probably one of the best times to buy.
Right.
Because, just like everybody say, it is a buyer's market and the numbers reflect it. Because there's houses that were selling for $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 during the pandemic, more than what it is now.
Yeah. But I
One
like
is
what
the
you
bottom.
said earlier.
Yeah, one is the bottom, nobody knows.
Right.
But this is as close to the bottom as it'll ever get. And remember, real estate, it's cyclical. So if you get it around a good time, pag nag-rebound yan, masaya ka.
Yeah. No, Kuya Puto, I think what you said is also very important. That if you decide to work with professionals, realtors, mortgage agents, choose people who have your best interests, who are looking out for your best interests as a client. Hindi yung sasagarin ka dahil sagad rin ang kanilang kita. Diba?
And not only that, Ate Ina, for all of those people thinking of buying right now, remember, dapat yung decision sa inyo. Don't get influenced by your ate, your lola, your tita, your dog, your cat, your pastor, because at the end of the day, it's what's good for your family and it's what works for your family because hindi sila magbabayad ng mga utang nyo at the end of the month, di ba?
Right.
So listen to them, okay, listen to their advice, but don't get swayed by their advice. At the end of the day, it's gonna have to be your decision because there's nobody else to blame. If there is going to be some blaming later on, right? So make it your decision. Own it. Own it.
Hindi naman ulo nila yung sasakit eh. Ulo mo lang. Okay? Pag na-problema ka na. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, as always, for your insights and for explaining to us what is happening right now. Okay. Guys yung contact information ni Ate Susan, kay Kuya Puto na rin yan considered, okay?
No, she's my boss.
Dyan sa baba. Okay, if you want to get in touch with them, feel free to call them or email them there. We will end this episode here. Thanks, Ate Susan and Kuya Puto.
Thanks, Ate
Bye,
Ina.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.